everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm really happy today to be bringing another collaboration video to you here. So today I am so excited to be working with a brand. They are called S.Deer and they reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in a collaboration. I took a look at their website, their styling, and I thought it was so unique and so distinct, and I thought this would be such a great brand to work with. So to give a little bit of background about their style, I would say it is definitely in a more premium high street category. All of the pieces are really well made, and they actually have a real strong focus on sustainability, so they don't overproduce. They only have a select run of pieces, and they very much have quite a distinct aesthetic and style. So it's a little bit more edgy, a little bit more artistic, but I'm really loving the vibe of it. It's giving me a little bit of Carrie Bradshaw type style, you know, asymmetric hemlines, different materials, structured pieces that have a different flow to them, if that makes sense. I'm going to talk through a lot of the details of the pieces throughout the video, but I wanted to give a rough overview just before we get right into it. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Leslie. I like to post fashion content along with a little nod to mental health every now and again, as those are two of my passions in this world. So without further ado, let us get on with this collaboration video today with S.Deer. So the first piece that I wanted to discuss is this lovely dress that I am wearing. So I'm gonna just start from the top discussing some of the details. So what I loved about this one is the little puff sleeve and this contrast, the monochromatic style. This to me was giving very much Gossip Girl kind of look, but with a bit of an edge. And I will say some of the styles are definitely a little bit Jenny Humphrey. So stay tuned for some more of that style if that's something that you are into. I should say Jenny season maybe what, 2, 3 onwards. So back to the dress here, we can see there's really nice little details on it. So there's these little buttons. It does come with a belt, but I'm gonna just show you without at the minute because I actually popped on my own belt. So the bottom of the dress then has this chiffon, and then underneath there is a pleating to the skirt. So this is what I mean by the styles all have so many different features to them. It feels kind of like fashion art, and I think that'll be more prevalent in some of the other pieces as well. I also wanted to mention, so they are primarily an online brand, but they do also have a shop in Paris. And like I said, one of their main focuses is sustainability, not overproducing, and following all of the regulations in terms of making sure that their carbon footprint, any environmental impact is as low as possible. But also they have a definite nod to this kind of simplistic aesthetic. The tones of all the pieces all very much flow together. It's one of these brands that you could just see yourself building like a capsule wardrobe because everything flows from one piece to another. And I guess that's one thing I wanted to sort of start off with by discussing, as I think it leads us into the rest of the pieces. So this is the first dress, and it does come with a little thin belt. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite get it to fit for me around here, so I just popped on my own belt just to give that definition at the waist. You can see I think this is such a chic look. I really love it. I feel like this is something I would be wearing in New York, giving Gossip Girl, Sex and the City. I just love that vibe, and I feel like you could definitely, with some of these pieces, put together a strong Carrie Bradshaw style look. But let us continue to move on into the next piece. I just wanted to show you the big parcel that arrived from S.Deer. I have taken everything out because I wanted to make sure it was all hung up or freshly pressed, but yeah, we do have a few bits and bobs to get through. Okay, so moving into the next couple of pieces, so I'm going to put this together as an outfit. So the first top is definitely one that I thought this channel would appreciate because it's a little puff-sleeved black blouse, and it's quite simple, it's quite classic, but I felt like this top is going to transfer between a lot of the pieces, so I'll probably style this one with some of the other skirts. And then this is the skirt here. This to me is very Carrie Bradshaw. So again, we've got this asymmetric hemline We've got the tulle on top, and then we've got the little underskirt. So you can kind of see the vibe that they have. Their mission statement, if you will, suggests that their customers have a true appreciation for design, innovation, artistic style. It's more like cutting edge, like something that just that wee bit different, that je ne sais quoi. And I really love that about it, because it's really different from any other brand that I think I have worked with, or even a brand that I have shopped at myself. You know, I don't think this is a style that you see frequently, and it's definitely giving very high-end, almost couture level. You know, this is not something that you would see in every high street store. I feel like it's that next level of design and innovation. They also discuss kind of in their idea of the brand is that these clothes are for women that hold their own whilst the chaos of the world is going around them. So I feel like this is so true. I can feel like you could be walking in New York with your stiletto heels on and this incredible eye-catching skirt and just not giving a hoot. You are standing your ground. So let's put these two together and I will come back with our next look. Oh my goodness, I am completely obsessed with this next look. I really wish I could show you me strutting around my flat, because I feel I am ready for New York Fashion Week or Paris Fashion Week if I ever was to be invited, which maybe one day. I would love to be turning up and just giving it a bit of this. I'm gonna see if I can move right back. It's just, it has this feel to it that is just so artistic, it's different. I really feel so edgy and just like I know what I'm doing, if that makes sense. So the skirt itself, what I really like about it is it's got quite a thick waistband here, so that it's not like, it's quite structured, I feel. And then there's a wee button as well there, which is quite a cute little design. As I said, it's got the chiffon over the top, and then underneath it's like your simple just kind of material underneath. So it's giving this kind of illusion of the colours, the material kind of moving together. Honestly, this is such a look, like literally. And I feel like these are such styles that you could even take it further, add more details, you know, a quirky little headpiece or a hat or shoes and ankle socks. Like, do you know what? Take it that wee bit further. It's really just making me think of Fashion Week and being strutting the streets of one of these top fashion cities and being part of it all. So this, I think this might be my favourite look. Do you know what it's also making me think of? It's kind of ballet core, like dark ballerina core, you know, like Black Swan, something like that, because the details are feminine. The skirt is floaty and soft, but the darker aesthetic and colour is giving that edge. I am loving this one. So I wanted to quickly mention the sizing. I will have them all written in the description, but I'm pretty sure I'm wearing a small in the skirt and probably a small in the top as well. Okay, I actually can't see at the minute where the size is, but I will make sure I have it listed. I do also have a discount code I will mention at the end again, but if you are interested in any of the pieces, you can use Leslie15 at S.Deer. I don't actually know why I should be saying S.Deer or S.Deer, but you can use it on their website, and you can also use Leslie20, I believe, Leslie20 for 20% off. Okay, so let's keep moving into the next piece. So for this next skirt, I'm just going to keep this top on because I feel like it will go really well. And this is what I meant by everything kind of matching within this aesthetic and colour palette. This next skirt, this is Jenny. I feel like she wore this actual skirt in Gossip Girl. So it's check, it's black and white check, but it has a real kind of goth edge to it. So again, you've got the chiffon over the top, but it's very edgy. But it definitely has that preppy feel to it too because of the check. I think for me in this look, I would go all out and wear like black Mary Janes, maybe little white socks, or like a dark tight with like a pattern on it. Yeah, I would be bringing out my inner rock chick, which she doesn't always turn up, but every now and again I like to play it up a little bit. And that's kind of why I went for this red lip today as well, because I felt like it fit with the vibe that I was going for. So let's try this skirt on, see what it looks like. Okay, here we are, and I I have to admit, I feel really effing cool. Like, and I don't normally feel cool a lot of the time. I just feel like this is such a punk rock kind of look, which isn't my regular go-to, but every now and again, like I said, I do like to shake it up a bit, particularly when I'm trying to emulate the more Gossip Girl New York aesthetic. I feel like I move away from my pastels and go actually into this darker color palette. So let me show you the skirt properly. So again, it's A-line, it sits really nicely on the waist, and it has the scalloped edge and this chiffon over the check. The check itself is that very much like preppy, like classic kind of, almost like school uniform kind of vibe. But I love, love, love how the black mesh like just takes it to the next level. So, and I feel like you can see what I mean. This top just goes so easily with it. It's just such a classic top, and the material of this as well is so soft and it's such a nice quality. Okay, so I'm gonna move into the next dress that I have to show you, and then I have one more coat slash dress outfit. So let's get the next dress and then we will be wrapping up this video. So this is the last dress that I have, and again you can see it's very much fitting with the same aesthetic and style, isn't it? Like, you can see what I mean. So this one, do you know how I feel like this one? This is me going to an art gallery, again, in New York. I'm going to look at some art pieces. I'm just being confidently looking around, deciding what art I would like to buy for my studio or whatever. That's what this one gives me. I think because it's like a higher neck, so it's quite like prim and proper up the top, and then it flows down, and then you have this like really arty looking style print. Again, we can see like the mesh is really a very strong component of these styles. They all seem to have this kind of look, but I love how this one just flows down, and it's kind of like not what you're expecting. When you see the top, you're like, okay, so we're going to work, and then like bang, at the bottom you've got all this going on. So let's try this one on and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so we are into the last dress here, and I think this one as well is giving me that kind of ballet core aesthetic. This one, do you know, I feel so confident in it. I think because it is so different from anything that I probably have and any other brand. I just don't think I've seen this such a strong aesthetic like across the full range. Let me move this stool. I am just loving the whole vibe. It really makes me feel so strong, so confident, so just like proud to wear something that is so unique and has this real arty feel to it. I would probably cinch in the waist with this one as well and just pop on the belt just to pull it in that wee bit further. It's something that I always love to do, is just to really, really emphasize the difference between like your waistline there. But overall, I just love, love, love this unique style. So just to round off the video here, I have the last piece, which I would say of all the items, this is probably the most classic, the most timeless. The other ones are definitely more of statement pieces. This one I think is more in the category of being a bit more classic. But that being said, it still has unique like features to it. So it is like a trench coat waistcoat, which I really like because I thought this is so chic. I think with like a clean white shirt, this would be so elegant. And then you could have like the shirts, like sleeves would be coming down because this is like a vest. So it is like full length trench coat, and it's got a nice belt that's going to cinch us in there. So I thought this was, again, something that was a little bit more classic, kind of like the black top, something that you could slot in with lots of different looks. So I'm going to put this one on just to finish. And I also just have a little accessory to share with you, so just going to pop it out the bag here. It is a little scarf, which you can see, you can just see the strong branding across the full range. Everything has this aesthetic and style to it. So it's these sort of darker colours, but I like this because I thought, again, so easy to pair with different looks. And I feel like even with this dress, with the black top, I thought that was really cute. So I'm gonna put on this last one and we'll come back. Okay, so this is our last piece and I am in love with this one. I mean, if you know me, you'll love I just cranking that waist in, getting it as nipped in as possible. I don't actually know whether I should tuck that back in there, but I love creating that exaggerated silhouette and I think this piece does that so well. Look at the pockets as well. Isn't that so just chic and, I don't know, iconic? I love it. I think this is a piece that is very, very classic. The other ones are definitely more statement items that you would wear to like an evening event, an art showing. I don't know, I'm imagining myself going to all these places. Where am I really going? Tesco? I don't know. But this one I think is a little bit more accessible maybe. A little bit more across different aesthetics. I think you could make this work with so many different styles. I'm gonna just pop on the scarf as well just so we can add another layer to it. Oops, I mean, this is when I need someone to help me properly accessorize this. But I am just in love with the whole vibe. Yeah, I feel like I would maybe do something like this and then tuck that into the belt. I don't know, I need to look at how this is sitting, but I am really, really loving this look. I feel like I just feel so confident. I feel so chic. I feel so like that is a woman who knows where she's going. She knows what she's doing and she's taking no prisoners. She is conquering the world. That is how these clothes have made me feel. And maybe that's a sign for me that I should go into a different aesthetic even more than I normally do. I do stick to a lot of the same styles some of the time and then I switch to, I really switch between Elwood's and Blair Waldorf, whereas this is a cross between a few different looks. I'm gonna just pull back even further so we can see. Sorry, I should have taken this little label off. Okay, hopefully that's a bit better. But yeah, I am loving this and I think this is something you could easily layer up so well. It's going to fit in with so many different looks. So that is me being through all of the pieces. You have to let me know, what did you think of this video? What did you think of the styles? It is different. We're talking edge, we're talking art, we are talking structured pieces. I am really here for it and I really feel like ready for my initiation into New York society now. So I feel like I'm ready to be featured on What Are We Wearing in New York? But please, please, please do let me know, which style did you like? Did you like that kind of ballet core, that contrast between feminine soft material and then the dark coloured top? Please let me know, what did you think of the styles? So just to finish off this video, I thought I'd just reiterate any further points about the brand S.Deer, and I apologise if I said S.Deer or S.Deer. I'm not actually sure which is the correct way to pronounce it. But one thing I think is really, really important to know is their efforts in the sustainability category and also animal welfare. So both of these areas is something that they place such a strong priority on, keeping their carbon footprint low. They are not overproducing, they're only releasing a select number of each style each season. And I think these are things that we are all now looking for a lot more in brands, particularly brands that are lesser known. It's so wonderful to see these priorities being well up there. And in terms of animal welfare, they made quite a point to me that they would never use any materials, fur or anything like that that does not fit with their values. And I think that was one thing that was important for me to stress because they placed such a high importance on it. And they also reiterated to me about how important it was for their customers to feel confident in their styles. So the idea that these are classic pieces but also mixed with these elements of design and artistry is what I think it sets the brand apart from other styles that we've seen. But that really is the end of the video today. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Remember, you can use Leslie15 for 15% off, and if you're over $199, you can use Leslie20 for 20% off. Thank you so much as always, and I will see you on my next video. Lots of love, bye!